So I think for most golfers, 3-iron is something that's never going to exist in the golf bag again. Certainly for me, I'm one of those golfers. But kind of those mid-irons, maybe 4-iron, 5-iron are still in there. But golfers feel that when they set up and hit those shots, it's quite difficult to fully control where the ball's going. And it's just a very flat trajectory that when it gets on the floor, it runs forever. Now, the tough thing when you're getting into those longer irons is the trajectory tends to drop off because most golfers don't generate enough clubhead speed to hit the ball high and get the ball spinning enough to land and stop on the green. So a lot of golfers go, get rid of that, that's useless. They put hybrid in the bag. The difficulty for a lot of golfers is the shaft length's the same, so it doesn't really make a massive difference. But in today's video, I'm going to show you the club that I think will be the biggest selling fairway wood in 2023. Not necessarily this brand, but this particular club. So we saw there, my 4-iron was 185 yards carry, rolling out 200 yards. So I'm going to hit this, and honestly, when I hit this the other day, it blew my mind. Something a lot of guys that I coach put in the bag, but I haven't really considered this one myself. Now that is actually a little bit thin, but we can see clubhead speed at 98 mile an hour, so a lot more speed. We suddenly see 102 feet peak height, landing at nearly 48 degrees, spinning at 6,000. So that one's carried 195, but only rolled out to 203. Now, like I said, that was a thin one. So super high, loads of spin. For me, phenomenally accurate as well. So let's go again. It's very different looking down at the golf ball for me, and it's not something instantly that I'm actually that comfortable looking at. Now that's a better strike. And it just looks like a pitching wedge flight, but the good news is it's not going pitching wedge distance. So we can see 114 feet peak height, 51 degree land angle, 6,500 spin, 187 carry, and only 192 total. So what is this magic club? Now, if you checked out my What's in the Bag last year, there was an addition, maybe 18 months ago, of a 7-wood, which I kind of joked, never felt I was old enough for a 7-wood. But the golf ball doesn't care how old I am. All it cares is what the club's doing at impact to produce that shot. So this club, come closer, is a 9-wood. So this is actually the Ping G430 Max, 24 degrees. Now, the length of shaft is what's giving me the clubhead speed. The loft of the club at 24 is great. But when I'm swinging fairway wood, the middle of the clubhead's trying to catch the shaft up. So it's adding loft at impact. It's producing more backspin. And the two key ways you stop the ball into a green is height, which gives descent angle, and more backspin, which again helps with descent angle. So if I want to hit something high and soft, this is a perfect club for me. And that kind of 185 to 190 with the good strike is something that I can get there, just make my normal swing. That is absolutely obscene. I mean, just launches high, quick clubhead speed, 130 feet peak height, landing at 54 degrees, spinning like a 7-iron. I mean, even more spin than a 7-iron nowadays. 182 carry and 186 total. I mean, like I said, I hit this last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it just blew my mind. I mean, 7-wood was very, very eye-opening, but that, just for me, is not eye-opening. That is just, I don't think I could physically get 4-iron that high. Now, I've said that, let's see. So I definitely can't hit my stock one to get it there, so I'd have to try and hit kind of high cut. As soon as I'm trying that, it's out of my comfort zone. Speed was good. Height was okay at 92 feet. Yes, it spun loads because I had a loft, But like I said, that is absolutely going to have to go out the bag, I'm afraid. Now, I do appreciate everyone watching doesn't swing at my speed. But what I would say is I think the slower the clubhead speed, even more 9-wood becomes an advantage to you. Because if you struggle to create clubhead speed, that longer shaft is going to help you. And even if you were to swing slower, we can see there at 90 mile an hour, I appreciate that's not loads slower, still super high and super long. But comment below, are you one of those golfers that kind of 7-iron down, you're really, really good? But when you get into 6-iron, 5-iron, if it's in the bag and you feel it shouldn't be, you really struggle for height and distance, because as you're hitting it lower, you lose the carry. But the hybrid just doesn't give you what it's in the bag for. But if you can stand there and hit the ball high, soft, really maximising the distance with this type of club, and this is obviously off a perfect lie, but when the ball's sitting down in the grass, some of these par 3s off a little tee, you can really just hit the shots, be aggressive, fire at the middle of the green, and know that this product is going to allow you to hit the ball high and stop the ball. Now, my thought with this is 7-wood for me is about, probably at the moment, about 205 carry. But this feels like it's so forgiving that even if I wanted to try and squeeze a little bit more out, just pops up in the air. That was a little bit out the toe, but it's quick. Again, it's super high and over 190 carry, but it's almost stopping where it's landing. And for me, that's a definite reason that it's possibly going in the bag. No, I do think going forward, 9-wood's going in the bag. 4-iron's going to have to depart to the retirement home with the 3-iron. But if you haven't got something like this in the bag, try it. Hit them alongside the different clubs, see what works, and don't worry about age, anything like that. If 7-wood or 9-wood particularly is good, get it in your bag, start hitting better shots.